Right. These are probably getting a little old. Still doing motor assembly. Still watching the weather. Eric's been getting weather reports from everything, trying to figure out if there's anything we can or cannot do this weekend. But
Mother Nature is in a full-on cry so far. Like,
it is March.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why we got known for traveling so much is because we used to outrun thunderstorms all over the place.
That's the reason we went to Calcare. That was at 2020, 2019.
Yeah.
It was the only place in the country we could find that wasn't wet.
So you can get out there, you can get some experience if you're willing to put in the drive, but I don't know.
I was, again, Sherry Best race and the DeSoto Kings of the Street. 1.5 inches of rain is what they show on Friday, but nothing on Saturday. So you're like, are we going to be floating if we went there?
Right. There's just not a lot of good options for this weekend. And unfortunately, we'll have to work on Monday. So Montgomery really is an out unless they make some kind of post that says, hey, we're going to wait and we're going to try to get as much racing we did on Saturday done. And then Sunday morning, we're going to start back at like 9 a.m. If they did something like that, it'd be really hard not to go.
If they do away with whatever backside race and whatever they're doing on Friday, don't try to stack up. Then
oh, that's Gulfport.
Gulfport. Oh, okay.
Gulfport stacking up and doing Treeside, because Friday got rained out at Gulfport, which is like today. Today's Friday. So they got rained out for that. So they're going to do the Treeside and then the backside race on Gulfport all on Saturday. So a comment that I kept seeing on our videos that we put out, other than my hair, video 2 of hairdo done, was that mystery piece of metal we found in the valley. So I thought I'd boot this camera up and talk about that real fast. Gotta get my lifters out of the way here. Take the plastic cover off. Okay, so I think the piece is gone now. I'm pretty sure I threw it in the trash when it came out of the motor. But what it was when we trimmed the cowl right here. The old cowl had multiple pieces of steel here, and when I cut it, I had used a plasma cutter originally. And when we ground all that off to replace that steel up there, because it was bent and mangled, a piece of that probably fell onto the motor, because the motor was in the car the whole time. And we had a bag on it, but that piece could have melted its way through or could have worked its way. It was just sitting harmlessly on top of the intake manifold.
And I shot back the top of the motor for about 10 minutes. You can never get everything.
Right, so more than likely, I mean, just like all these grinding pieces right here, more than likely it was probably just chilling out right here behind the cam sync where we couldn't see it. And when the intake came off, it comes off in a lifted manner, and it probably just rolled right into the valley. And that's probably why it didn't fall down into the holes. It didn't do anything crazy. So for all those wondering what happened there or what that piece was, that is what it was. All good to go. So as you can tell though, I still didn't put in my epoxy pieces in the valley. I'm gonna see if I can find my kit. I didn't really look yet. I've been more concerned about trying to get the motor timed, because this RCD cover kicked my butt. But it's on there, it's done. I am probably gonna move the cam sync to the front of the motor, but I'm gonna set it in the back first, get the car running, and then once it's running, I'll kind of use that to kind of figure out exactly where I want to put the front sensor, because we don't have a lot of adjustability here. And I just want to make sure it's done correctly, because I've got a really bad habit of setting the motor 180 out every single time I put in the rear cam sync. But it's really easy. You just loosen it up, you turn the distributor 180 degrees, and you tighten it back down for the MSD cam sync, and that's fixed. The front cover, I can't do that. I'll have to move the bolt out and put it in the hole again and try firing again. So we're gonna do it this way, first time. But without further ado, we're gonna organize our motor assembly table. I've got most of our mess picked up from the RCD timing cover madness done. And we're gonna start slapping the heads on. Yeah, I think that's next, momentarily. Yeah, we're gonna start slapping the heads on. And then once the heads are on, I'll proceed to put the blower on it, because the intake's kind of heavy and awkward to set on there. And Unlike a nice LS or 481X or Hemi motor, I gotta like use some glue to stick the sucker on there. So the better we can get it lined up, and the easier we can make it to where it line up. So like no zoomies, no blower, easier it's gonna be to get on. So that's what we're gonna go for. So without further ado,
how well has this been working?
oh, that guy?
Yeah.
That's actually been working really good. So that is a Rife surface temp sensor. So it's a little washer. They sell these guys in little different sizes. And you just sandwich that sucker on whatever surface you want to read. And we're using that. It's actually wired into our coolant temp sensor harness. Kind of hard to read that. But it's wired into the coolant temp sensor harness for the Holly. And that is my coolant temp sensor now. So that does all of our cold start fueling and tells me how hot the head is. And it's actually been pretty good. We were using just oil temp since we went waterless, because our heads don't have those water jacket thingies. They ain't got those. So we don't have a way to put coolant in the motor. I mean, we can run coolant through the block. We can run coolant through these holes, like go in one, come out the other. But that'd be the only way we could put water down there, but you wouldn't get the head cooled. And really the head is what I'm usually most worried about, because that sucker gets super hot. You can drop seats and other components like that. If the block gets hot, I mean, you could shrink, or you could grow enough that it could shrink on a piston and grab that piston and mess up the skirts more and possibly seize the motor up that way. But to me, it's not as easy to have that happen. So we've been using oil temp up until when we added that Rife sensor. And that Rife sensor actually works really, really well for that. And it rises about as fast as coolant would once you kind of start getting over that edge where everything starts to warm up. So like it'll sit there and it'll be cold for a while. Then as that solid aluminum head warms up, that sucker will go right up to where you would think it should be. And then it'll kind of start to follow your normal curve, what you'd expect on a cooling system. Granted, we try not to let the motor run for more, I think like 3 or 4 minutes, ever at one go.
I think it'd be cool to have like the oil temp. Obviously, oil temp's oil temp, but like even one of those surface ones, if you could have it on the side of the block too.
Yeah.
Like just like area. Like I love the idea behind it, just because it gives you another guess. Like
yeah, I mean,
because I like the idea, even like with Amber's car, I'd like to have one of those, and it's still a basic coolant temperature, so I have a crossover.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I have checked it with a little thermo gun, and that thing's been dead on. And we put it on kind of the hottest part of the head, which is the back of the head, right up against the firewall. So that keeps it working pretty well. But yeah, we use that sensor and oil temp, which is in the bottom of the oil pan, to judge how warm the sucker's getting, and to kind of make sure it's either warmed up or make sure we've got it cooled down enough for the next round to where we can get repeatable results. So pretty neat. Anyways,
everybody we know makes something cool.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go back to getting ready to put the heads in, and I want to see if I find those little epoxy things, those epoxy screens. If I can find those, I'm gonna do those next. Do my eye deceive me? Let me clean the lens one more time. Or if we had a special guest star on this night's episode of Firebird Rebuild.
Hi. Sorry, I finally had no kids.
State your name and relation.
Megan Mitchell, owner of the Firebird.
You funny fucking.
Owner?
I said owner, not driver.
Owner.
Yeah, because if we ever divorce, I'm taking it.
You get out of the truck and trailer.
I don't want the truck. I definitely don't want the trailer. I'll keep mine open. Thanks.
Hey, look, second special guest star.
Hello.
State your name and relation.
My name is Tyler Adams, and my relation is Crew.
Megan said that she's the owner.
He said, name? Said Megan Mitchell, I'm the owner of the Firebird. I said owner, not driver.
That's a bold statement.
This week's murder victim list. That name just got put back on the list.
Do it! Stop
Megan,
teasing me!
Megan with an H.
Yeah, Megan with an H.
The heads fell on.
They did. They magically appeared.
My back hurts again after torquing those suckers down. Then we got to heat it up and do it again.
That tasted so gross.
What are you burping up over there?
Well, I would say a Jimmy John sandwich, but any women that are watching will be like, oh, you're not supposed to eat deli when you're pregnant. Technically, I don't. I take the turkey off, so really it's just
You're not supposed to do
a
a lot of
lettuce,
things when you're
onion,
pregnant.
bacon, pepper sandwich.
So it's a veggie Sam.
With bacon.
She requests no meat.
I'm pretty sure that there's a whole lot of people born in the 70s and 80s and their parents are still drinking and smoking and like driving around with no car seats and they're still alive. You know, like...
Insert person born in the 70s, 80s.
You know, I will say, you going pro charger has done one great thing for you. Your maintenance is...
Or forced repairs? Forced repairs, maybe.
Get a good interview so then I can take this home and get another video up by tomorrow.
What do
When I
you
say take, you know, it home, I mean.
Can you hand me this? The 7/16 it's on the clipboard. It's on the clipboard.
I think she's speaking of she wants to go home early. I think she can go home once the valve covers go on the motor.
Nitro, I chop heads for practice. This is violent. Hostile flow, bad boys move in silence. Jedi mind tricks, all black in stealth mode. Tippy toe in the track, Nitro. Yo, here we go. I chop heads for practice. This is violent. Hostile. I move in silence, dressed in all black. G's in stealth mode. Nitro in the track, yeah, here we go. I put a lot of pressure on the pen to get the ink out. Beat it up black and blue, letting paper know what I think about. A penny for my thoughts, $1 for every bar. Certified rap star, you softer than Shalimar. This is for the lover and you, acting like you don't love me. The king of underground, nobody here is above me. They try to bump and shove me, knocking me off my square, but I'm too focused. I got vision, started from nowhere. And I ain't need no allies, but I ain't turn them down. I was welcomed in the cypher, excited to spit around, displaying how good I was. It was easy to kick rhymes, and I ain't even talk about the street crimes. See, I was heavily influenced by the boom bap, soaked up the game, studied tracks and consumed rap. I made some friends along the way, but now we enemies. It's too many to name, like the strings in a symphony. I chop heads for practice. This is violent. Hostile flow, bad boys move in silence. Jedi mind tricks, all black in stealth mode. Tippy toe in the track, Nitro. Yo, here we go. I chop heads for practice. This is violent. Hostile. I move in silence, dressed in all black, G's in stealth mode. Nitro in the track, yup, yeah, here we go. Trying to make a name for yourself is damn near impossible. Either you gotta have money or suckers in costumes. I was a diamond in the rough, nobody heard of me until I started cutting up these verses like surgery and putting it back together just like Humpty Dumpty and battling for respect so nobody would dump on me. But I had a unique, special kind of flow, the kind that bring foes when you walk through the door. Uh-oh, here we go again. I ain't need no friends to earn my stripes or to get some special attention. Stood on my own too, did it with no crew. Next thing you know, everybody wanna know you. Where you live at and talk to, what school you went to. All in my business, you don't know the things I went through. Back then we called it dolo if you was solo. Dead weight holding me down, pulling my mojo. I chop heads for practice, this is violent. Hostile flow, bad boys move in silence. Jedi mind tricks, all black in stealth mode. Tippy toe on the track, nitro, yo, here we go. I chop heads for practice, this is violent. Hostile, I move in silence, dressed in all black, G's in stealth mode. Nitro on the track, yup, yeah, here we go. Yeah, 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 here we go. Nitro. Yeah, 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 here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Nitro. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Can we just hold it?
Yeah, this is fine. I'll anchor it.
Oh. All right, we are together.
Let me grab some earplugs. Okay, so I'll crank it. Yeah, I'll let it build oil pressure first. And then if it fires off, cool. If not, then we'll hit it with just a little bit of ether since the rail's probably dry. Okay. Got oil pressure.
Yay! Come, any...
Alright.
A little either?
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't plug that back in.
Yep. You can just leave it off.
Okay.
It'll be fine. That far if it was backwards. I think it's because we got the coolant temps at 0.
It's trying to add a whole bunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounded like timing was off.
I got my, huh?
That almost sounded like timing was off.
No, it's not. It wouldn't have ran the way it did already.
Where's that? Those pipes still on fire?
Huh? Laptop's in the front office on the desk. Eric, what'd you say?
Is the pipe still on fire?
No.
This one is.
Oh yeah? Yeah, it is.
I was like, for a second, I was like, am I on fire? What the fuck? I saw it and I was like, ooh. Like, that's new. Okay.
copper gasket, seal, or switch down their own. And then I'll have to tear the rockers off and retorque everything. So it's a little bad in here, but it is so cold and windy outside. I don't know what's worse, inside or out here. Woo! But just like that, we're up and going again. It's warm. We're alive.
That was tasty.
Well, some places get rain. We might get a chance of snow or freezing stuff. Who knows? I got it getting warm. This is glowing a little bit ago. All right, so first run in went good. So I'll just let it cool off overnight, and then I'll retorque the heads. All in all, good afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, I was about to throw up outside.
Dude, when you first step out in front, there's no fucking wind. I had to go to the side and get blasted with wind to actually be able to.
So we got inundated with, like, or at least I did, with methanol very early when we went to Salisaw.
That was bad, especially over there.
I know, but Salisaw was like, we didn't know. It's just like I walked into the trailer, we let it, like, whoa, it's cold. We'll let it
So
go
you were
in the
saying
trailer.
something? We gotta put a bolt.
I gotta put
hole, right?
I have a cam sink coming,
Okay.
and then we'll fill that up. Yeah, I'll plug that hole off.
It was very moisty.
Yeah, it was boiling all the moisture out of the oil.
In all technicality, with two sensors, we now know if the cam's broke.
Dude,
If it ain't running, the cam's broke.
Yeah.
this was the greatest thing ever. It was like, it completely changed the tune. Just like,
Yeah, I think that's why the header started glowing, because it started to get lean.
You remember the old trick with the intake air temp sensors back in the day? The add 20 horsepower to your car. It was like it was putting a resistor in the intake air temp sensor.
Yeah, basically the same thing. They would just lower the temperature. At least it's windy enough that it aired out really fast.
Yeah.
Once we got that door opened up.
Yeah, I only had it open up like a foot, and I was like, oh, that's not enough.
There's a slight breeze, slightly. Nipple, like. What?
Well, you can't see my hair blow around anymore, but we can see your hair blow around. Ho-ho! All right, that's it for tonight. Megan's hungry. I promised her barbecue. We're gonna get some barbecue. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, you have.
Hey, babe, don't be mad, but I just can't let Montgomery go unchallenged. I feel like the weather's clearing out down there. I think that we can take it. I've got to do oil change, pair taillights back together. I'll check torque on the heads when we get there. We already got tires on the car. Truck's already got some fuel in it to get us going. I think we're going to go for it. Eric said he's game. We're going to go drive all night, get to Montgomery in time to register, get in, and go race for this 10,000 guaranteed. So, I love you. Don't be mad. I love you so much.
He is so full of shit. I'm the one who contacted the dragway, and I'm the one that figured out the time crunch and what time they start and all that good stuff. So don't let him take credit and act like, oh, we're gonna... Nope. That was all fake. He's such a butthole. But good luck, babe. $10,000 would be nice.